Greetings fam! If you're hunting for a super versatile, high-quality zoom lens for your Nikon Z mirrorless setup, peep the link in bio for the Nikon NIKKOR Z 24-120mm f/4s. The all-in-one zoom that stretches from wide-angle to telephoto without sacrificing optical performance. And yes, I've researched specs, expert reviews, and real-world user feedback, so you'll know if it's really worth it. First off, this lens covers a full-frame, FX, focal range of 24-120mm with a constant f/4 aperture throughout, giving you flexibility to shoot landscapes, portraits, street, travel, and even some short telephoto work without switching lenses. The internal optical design is quite impressive, 16 elements in 13 groups, including 3 extra-low dispersion, glasses, aspherical elements, and coatings like Nano Crystal, ARNEO, and a fluorine-coated front to reduce ghosting, flare, and smudges. One of the biggest surprises is how lightweight and compact the lens is for what it offers. It weighs only about 630 grams, making it one of the lightest in its class, according to Nikon. Despite the zoom range, the build has solid weather sealing. Several reviewers note it's dust and drip resistant, which is a real plus for outdoor work. Focusing is fast and quiet, thanks to a dual-stepping motor, STM, system. According to Digital Camera World, the AF performance is virtually silent and consistently accurate, which makes this lens very video-friendly. On the handling front, there's a customizable control ring on the lens. You can set it for aperture, ISO, or exposure compensation, plus an L function button, making it very ergonomic and flexible for different shooting styles. Optical performance is one of the strong suits. ePhotozine praises its outstanding sharpness, very low chromatic aberration, low distortion, and smooth bokeh, calling it a strong travel and general-purpose zoom. In tests by admirers at admiring light, sharpness remains very good throughout the zoom range, even wide open, and the lens shows pleasing bokeh at telephoto focal lengths. There are some compromises, though. Because it lacks in lens vibration reduction, VR stabilization must come from the camera body's sensor shift, if available, which some users point out as a limitation for low-light handheld shooting. Also, the lens barrel extends, dual telescoping, when zoomed. Some reviewers mention this could increase the risk of mechanical stress if the lens takes a bump while extended. Many users appreciate the value. On DP Review, users note that this zoom delivers almost the same level of performance as the Z 24-70mm f/4s, in terms of sharpness, while giving you a lot more reach for a surprisingly reasonable weight. On Reddit, one photographer said, "I traded in my 24-70 for this 24-120. The extra reach is so useful, and it feels almost as good or faster to focus." Another longtime Z-series user commented, "It's as close to giving me an equilateral triangle of versatility, sharpness, zoom, weight, as any lens I've used. Nikon nailed it." And while some users wish it had VR, its image quality and range more than make up for it. On the downside, some report minor vignetting at 24mm and a little distortion at the extremes, though Nikon's in-camera lens corrections handle these pretty well. Also, because of the zoom extension, you may want to avoid leaving it zoomed to 120mm while storing or transporting to minimize risk. So, is the Nikon Z 24-120mm f/4s worth buying? In my honest take, absolutely yes, if you want a reliable, sharp, all-around zoom that covers a broad shooting range without swapping lenses constantly. It's ideal for travel, walk-around photography, events, and even casual video work. However, if you require super fast low-light performance or built-in stabilization, you might want to pair it with a faster prime or lens with VR. Given everything, build, optics, autofocus, and user feedback, I lean strongly toward recommending this lens as a go-to for Z-mount shooters who need flexibility and quality in one package. Click the link below for the best price.